Good morning. Hello. Happy Friday. Happy July 5th. I hope you had a nice 4th of July, all the celebrations. Nice to see you today. I'm Lorraine Sish, independent Stamped Up demonstrator. Um, and I'm happy to do my coffee and a card today with you. All right. So today is kind of not so much about the card itself and the layout, but what you can do to get some great cards with these two products. One is the Leaf Collection. It's a background stamp. That's one large stamp right here. And you need one of those big blocks for that. It's the F block. They're all numbered on the side in case you didn't realize that. The F size block for the big background stamp there. And so this I actually got for free when I was in Houston at the On Stage Stampin' Up convention. So then just July 3rd, a couple days ago, Stampin' Up came out with some new online exclusives. And one of those products is the Changing Leaves stamp set, which kind of coordinates with some of the images there, right? See? So they will work very nicely together. And this bundle is comes with embossing folder. Okay, see those beautiful leaves on there. And here's a picture of it. All right. And then it's a hybrid embossing folder, meaning that there are dies that coordinate with it, and you can actually die cut and emboss at the same time. I'm going to show you how to do that. I haven't had a whole lot of time to play with it, to be honest with you, just the last hour, because I was busy yesterday, busy cooking, baking. I baked an amazing cherry cobbler. Oh my gosh, it was so good. Easy, except for pitting the cherries. But actually wasn't so bad. I did want to use fresh cherries. My husband loves fresh cherries. I do too, but it's really his favorite. And he kept saying, Lorraine, can you make some kind of dessert? I can just see this being an awesome dessert, something baked. And I said, well, yeah, there's cherry cobbler and whatever. I've never made one before. But there's all those kind of desserts, like cherry cobbler, crumble, crisp. There's apple Betty, which is kind of like a crumble or whatever. So whatever you call it. This didn't have crumbs on the top, but it was a cherry cobbler. So you basically put your cherry mixture in the bottom of the pan, and then you just pat this dough just in clumps on the top. And I thought it was going to be more of like a pie or a cakey type crust, or you can't even call it a crust because it was just blobs on top, which was fun. It was good. But it was actually more like a cookie. So it was more like a sugar cookie. So it's kind of in between a dough and a sugar cookie, but it was so good. Excellent with vanilla ice cream. We didn't do vanilla ice cream, but I did whip some fresh cream. And that was yummy. Has some almond extract in there. It's delicious, delicious. So that's definitely another go ahead. Between 4 adults and 2 kids, we finished the whole 8x8 pan, and it was pretty sweet. It was good. All right. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Debbie and Nadine, Joanne. Joanne is listed as John. Hi, Lydia. Nice to see you. Looking forward to our lunch next week. Hopefully that'll still work. Hi, Crystal. All my familiar names here. Nice, nice. Yeah, so I'm sure some of you, Tina's here. Great. Nice to see you. Hi, Tina. So we, a lot of you are probably recognizing each other's names. You're kind of like you're hanging out together, right? Hi, Patty. Did I say good morning to Patty? Nice Patty from South Carolina. She's on my team. Nice to see you. All righty. So I'm glad we got up on Facebook. I don't know why, but when I use StreamYard for my software here, so I could coordinate both, and I could do that fancy switching camera stuff and all that. I have my overhead camera right here, looking down at my desk, and it's kind of fun that I could do all that. I logged on to StreamYard as usual, and it said, "Oh, we can't connect to your Facebook account." I'm like, oh my gosh! I said, "You'll have to sign in on your personal account." And I was afraid to do that. I didn't want to stream to my personal account. All right, that's just not what I do. And you wouldn't find me. Those of you who are on Facebook just wouldn't find me there. So anyway, did the old went off, went on again. That didn't work. Wanted me to do the same thing. Can't connect to your Facebook. We lost connection. I was like, what? I went on Facebook. It was working. I mean, just me being on Facebook. So it wasn't a Facebook thing. Anyway, I did eventually go back in. I signed in with my personal account, and then everything came up as usual. So I guess just everything's kind of tied into my personal account. My business account is linked to my personal, but anyway, that's my problem, not yours. All right, who had a good 4th of July? Show me some thumbs up or hearts or whatever. We had a calm day at home, went to my daughter and son-in-laws and the grandkids for dinner. We all brought a little something, had some mostly salads, and they put hot dogs and sausages on the grill. I brought leftover salmon because I don't eat meat. So, but it was all good. We had some pasta salad. We had some bean salad. Has anybody had the Mediterranean bean salad from Costco? It's really good. We had that. You're glad it's over, Joe? Oh, I know there's a lot of stuff going on sometimes with it all. And I made for the first time Mexican street corn off the cob. I cut it off the cob. I roasted it in a wrought iron skillet, and then added the sauce and the spices. It was really good. It was really good. I got that cojita Mexican cheese, and so we had a lot of fun stuff. It was good. Did sparklers in the back with the kids, and then up the road from my daughter's house, some people were doing pretty significant fireworks. Big ones, that you see in big displays. So we got a little view with that, and the kids got to see it. So that was fun. The only bad part was they live 3 miles away. It took me an hour to get home. An hour to do 3 miles because we live near a high school where they do the fireworks. We're a mile from the high school. Usually we just go to the end of my street, and then we could see the fireworks there. Usually we just walk. But we were over at the kids' house, and it won't be too bad. We're going in the opposite direction. Well, we started going down the main road. Hordes of people that looked like salmon going upstream. Everybody walking away from the high school. And we said, okay, once I turn down to one of the side roads, we should be fine. But no, that's where we got stuck the most, because people were parked up the hill and trying to get out. They had to turn around, so they blocked the oncoming traffic. Oh, it was ridiculous. Ridiculous. Took us about half hour to go 1/10 of a mile. And that was like 2 blocks from my house. Like, oh my gosh, let me home. Anyway, hope everybody was safe. Oh, Mary, you're watching from the Smoky Mountains. Oh, that must have been fun. All right. Hey, good morning, Melinda. Are you working today? Hopefully you have the weekend off. We still have to talk. Okay. Give me a call. I'm home today if you want to talk, or tonight. Hi, Crystal. Nice. Oh, Shirley. Oh, nice but hot. Summer, love it. Yep. Well, that's okay. It is summer. It is hot and humid here in Maryland. Lydia, glad you had a day off from cooking. All good. It's all good. Well, it's fun when everybody contributes a little something, right? Yeah. All righty. Well, anyway, looks like we've got a nice crew on right now, and let's get started on our card. Like I said in the beginning, if you just hopped on, I don't have an actual card layout ready for you. I'm going to kind of wing it as I go along today. I do that sometimes. I do that often, right? Anyway, I'm going to feature Leaf Collection, which is in the new annual catalog, page 90. And this is a great background stamp with a lot of leaves on there. It could be any season, green leaves or fall leaves. I'm going to show you a little of both. And just came out 2 days ago in the online exclusive Changing Leaves bundle. Okay, you have those beautiful leaves, which kind of coordinate with those leaves there, right? Similar style. And then there's a hybrid embossing folder. Okay, if you don't know what that is, it means you have embossing folder where your dies fit right into the folder so you can emboss and cut those out at the same time. I'll show you how to do that. So that's what we're featuring today. So this is kind of coffee and techniques instead of coffee and card. But I will be putting this together a card. All right, so where should we begin? Woo-wee. All right, we're going to start with the background stamp. I'm going to start with clearing my desk before I show you it. Move some things around here and get some things out of the way. Okay, ready. Here we go. 35 fires, John. Oh my gosh. Remind me where you live again. What state? You're out west, aren't you? Someplace? Luckily, we had a little bit of rain before the fireworks started. I said, okay, well, that might help keep the ground a little wet, so it's not so bad. Okay, Nadine, yes, the Holiday Mini will still be coming out in September. Okay, demonstrators will get to pre-order in August. So that's one of the perks of being a demonstrator. If you are interested in getting your products early, then sign up on my team and you will be able to get those things early. So don't worry, there will be a mini catalog. Thanks for asking, Nadine. All right. Wow, a lot of stuff. Yeah, there are a lot of stuff in the online exclusive, a lot of holiday things, fall, winter. And I'm going to be telling you a little bit about that later. I'm having a Christmas in July bingo night, July 23rd. So remind me to tell you about that later. All right, let me switch my camera around and there we go. Come on, move over. There we go. All right, great. So let me straighten out here. Move in a little bit. And I think we're good. All right, this is so much fun. I wish I had more time to play with it, but trust me, you are going to be seeing a lot of this background stamp from me. I know the demonstrators too. All right, so when you are inking up something big like this, you're going to take the ink pad to the stamp. Okay, don't try to do it this way. You'll hurt your hand. You won't be able to see where you have the ink as you're going around your. So just leave it on your table. We're going to take the ink pad to it and stamp all the way around. I'm going to show you different varieties here. And get some blank paper. All right, let's just take, I'm going to take Granny Apple Green. Let's be nice and bright today. I brought out 3 Lemon Lime Twist, Granny Apple, and Garden Green. I'm going to be playing around with different shades of those. So let's just do plain and simple Granny Apple Green all over the background stamp so you can see what it looks like as is. Then I'm going to show you some other fun things to do with it. All right, see, as you're tapping it, you can see where the ink has gone and where you need to fill in. If you're going like this, you're not going to be able to see that. Oh, Joanne, you're by Seattle. Okay. Wow. You know, people have to be safe. I think people think they're invincible sometimes, or they know it all. So it's good to have a healthy fear of such things. I'm kind of like that with sharp knives. I am so careful. I'm just afraid of, I don't like cuts. I don't want to slice my finger. I don't know, I'm like that. Okay, so when you are stamping up like this, when you're stamping it up, you want to be careful not to get, like, you want to go over it enough so that you don't see the edges of your ink pad. So just kind of tap it all around. right, so now this is all going to be the same color, and I'll show you what it looks like. Let's call it organic. All right, so this is bigger than your card front. So I cut some paper to fit the image. And then you can take some scrap paper, put it over the top, make sure that cardstock underneath does not move around, because then your images will be smudged. And just give it a little back rub. There we go. You want to make sure the ink touches the paper in all the areas. And I left this bigger. This is actually, I cut this like the full size of a card front, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, because I can always trim it down. I could use it as a full card front, or I can trim it into pieces, and that gives me more. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Ooh. Oh, hi, Lynn. You're watching YouTube. Okay, well, it doesn't matter, really. Okay, where you watch, YouTube or Facebook. The one thing I like, I mentioned this last time, one thing I like about Facebook is I can go back and see your comments after the fact. Okay, I can see whatever comments you leave live. YouTube, I can't see the live comments. So I can read them before I shut down my streaming software, StreamYard, but I can't reply. So I'm sorry if you ask a question on YouTube live, then I might have trouble. I can't reply back to you on YouTube. Right after YouTube is up there and you're watching a replay, there's a place for comments. If you want to ask a question there, I will see that. I get notifications when there's a comment. But isn't that neat? Hi, Laverne. Nice to see you. Hi, Laverne. I've been meaning to call you. I haven't spoken to you in a long time. Hope everything's good. Oh, Karen, nice to see you too. Oh, good. These are a lot of my downline people. Laverne, Karen, Lynn, Patty, Melinda, all part of the team. Come and join the team. We have lots of fun. All right, so here it is, just plain simple. You can just cut that to a layer. You can mount it. Okay, here's some garden green. Mount on a layer of garden green or whatever. I just chose garden green because it's some contrast. Here is granny apple. Looks fun too. There's some contrast there. Just put a ribbon and a sentiment around there. You've got a fun little card. Okay, so now here's some other things you can do with that. I'm going to just clean that off a little bit, although I am using more greens. I do want the darker green off there for now. Okay. Now with this, we can make it like an ombre look, which is really cool. Really, really pretty. I've seen it done. I haven't done it with the greens yet. I did do it with fall colors. So I'll show you that when we're done with the greens. So when you want to use multicolors on a stamp, you want to start with your lightest one, then go a little darker and a little darker. All right, because when you put your color on and you overlap a little bit, you want the darker one to be there. If I did the garden green first and went over with lemon lime twist, it's going to have garden green on my lemon lime twist. But the lemon lime on the garden green is not going to show up. So it's okay. I'm going to start with this. I'm going to do an ombre look. So I'm going to put the lighter color down below, medium here, and the darker up there. Let's see how that comes out. All right, so I'm just going to leave it right there. Tap the bottom third. Okay, so you can see, obviously it doesn't look green on the red rubber, but you can see the part that's been inked. And hi, Julie. Okay. And now I'm going to use my granny apple and go right up to the edge where the lemon lime twist was, making sure that I get the coverage I want there. And now there is going to be a distinct line between the two, obviously, but I'll show you how to fix that later. Now I'm going with the garden green at the other end. All right, look at the difference, right? Okay, so we have lemon lime, granny apple, and garden green. So now if you take a sponge dauber, and I'm going to just, this one wasn't used for a long time, so it is kind of clean. You can usually just rub off some of the color. I'm going to start on my lighter end, and I'm just going to dab so that there's a softer blending of those colors. You see how right here, it's no longer a line, all right? And you can kind of bring some of that color down to blend it in a little bit. So let's look at this one again here. All right, I'm just gonna soften that transition there. See that? Okay, and then I'm gonna do the same thing up here. I'm gonna bring it down so we don't see that distinct edge. Just tap, tap, tap. All right, I think that looks pretty good. Oh, there's a little bit over here, maybe. Sometimes I could actually see it better on the camera than on the stamp itself. There we go. Okay, not bad. So now I'll take my paper, lay it on top, and then cover it, give it a little massage. My grandkids love when I rub their back or scratch their back. And the 3-year-old has trouble going to sleep, just a little back rub. Puts it right over the edge. And the bigger one just loves a back scratch. I don't blame them. I do too. All right, carefully pull it up. And look at that. Isn't it beautiful? Hi, Annette. How you doing? I miss you too. I'm getting up there soon, or you can come down. Okay, bring the other bags with you. My friend Annette and my other friends that I worked with, we affectionately call each other your old bag. If you can't have fun with your good old bag friends, I don't know what you can do. All right. Oh, hi, Kathleen. Kathleen, another downline person. So pretty. Debbie, do you have this stamp set? Oh, yes, you should, because we got it free, right? No, wait, you weren't at on stage. That's right. Okay. Okay, never mind. Okay, so look how pretty. I see how you have that nice transition where it's faded in there, right? So again, you can use that as is on your card. Look pretty on the greens. It would look really nice on that new basic beige. I think that looks really nice too, or crumb cake, whatever. All right, so now here are some other things you can do with that. I'm going to do the same thing again, but I am going to clean the stamp because I might not get the same coloring in the same places, and I don't want to risk getting my darker colors on my lighter. Okay, so just clean it off mostly. Okay, so now, like I said, we're going to do the same thing. Start with the light. And I see that was down here. I'll just do it in the same order again really quickly. I'll show you something else you can do to make it a little bit different look here. In the granny apple. See, I don't mind the transition from one color to the other, but I don't want those lines showing up in there in the middle of the color that should be granny apple. So I want to make sure I cover that. I guess you can work that out with the sponge dauber later as well. But garden green at the end. Okay, now because I did garden green last on here, I'm just going to rub some of that off because I'm going to start on the lighter again. And okay, just so most of it is off, I don't get garden green splotch right down there on the end. All right, so I'm just going to work that transition again. Tap, tap, tap. Not yet. Well, Debbie, yeah, I love it. And can you imagine if you wanted to do some like funky colors? Imagine like some pinks and oranges on here. I think that could look really cool. Some non-traditional colors. About like the Coastal Cabana and pinks or whatever for a tropical look. It could be so fun. I know, just not enough time for stamping, unfortunately. Okay. I think I just need a retreat, a week, several days just to have fun and stamp. That could be so, so, so fun. I know people do that. All right. Now let's cover it up with paper. Oh, no, wait. No, I was going to show you something new to do. All right. So you want to get a good amount of paper underneath you because we're going to spritz it with some water to get more of a watercolor look. Now, how much you spritz it depends on what kind of look you're going to get. A lot of water is going to really smear it to look very watercolory. If you do just a little bit, it's going to get, just more of a textured look, so to speak. I'm going to bring my spritzer back. I'm going to do kind of something in between here, I think. Not too much, not too little. You could see how the ink is pooled up on there. So when I put the paper on, it's going to smear it a little bit and dilute some of the color a little bit in places. And then we'll have a different look from than just the stamp, just the plain ink. Okay, now your cardstock is going to be kind of wet, so you're not going to want to stamp anything else over it or cut it or do anything until it actually dries. Okay, I think I got all of the areas. Okay, see how the paper's curling up already? Because it's wet. It's easy to pick up. And look at that. Let's compare the two. Okay, I'm not sure if you could see a whole lot of difference on this camera, but you see obviously sharper edges, more clear, defined images there. And then this one, the colors the edges are more subtle, spread out a little bit. I love that. It looks really tropical right there too. And some of the colors blend a little bit more too than they did here. You have a little speckled transition, but this one a little bit more. So that's really, really pretty. I can imagine this with some gold on there too, right? That could be really, really nice. So here's the plain, just the plain. What was that one? Granny apple green. Looks kind of dark for granny apple, but that's okay. And then with 3 different colors, and then with the water. So here's what I did. I'll leave that one on top to dry. Here's what I did with orange palette. So here it is, for a fall look. I have crushed curry, Calypso coral, and pumpkin pie. All right, so you could see I was kind of in a rush as I was whipping this up this morning. I didn't blend as well as I should have over here, but that's okay because I can always cover that part with a sentiment or a ribbon, something like that. So here it is on the crushed curry, the pumpkin pie, calypso coral, plum cake, and the basic beige. So a lot of options. That looks really pretty. I like that there. So layer it, cut up pieces, cut strips. You could get 3 cards out of that, 3 strips if you like. You can do that. So then here is, let me try to stay organized today. I spritzed water on this one. You can see it kind of smeared it a little bit. Just had made me think of batik. Do you remember doing batik? I remember that was like a 70s thing, right? You put hot wax on like fabric and then you dye over it and then you do it again in different layers, right? So it has that kind of look to it. So that was with just a little bit of spritzing. And you can see the difference, right? Okay, particularly like here. You can see where the water droplets faded the ink just a little bit more than just blending them over here. Then I put a lot of water on, more than I did for this one. And you can see how it blended the colors even more. Lost a little bit of the detail. Well, kind of a lot of the detail because it blended the ink so much. All right, so you lost the detail on here, but it still makes for a neat background, right? Or even a focal point. You can, I've seen a lot of people fussy cutting these out and then using that as the focal point. So if you just do this one whole background, you can get a lot of things out of it. Let's say you cut this part as a strip for something on the card, fussy cut this. You can do something with like a little corner over here. So a lot of options. A lot of options there. So now let me show you. I mean, look how fun. Oh my gosh. All right. While we're contemplating those, see, it can work for fall or spring or summer. It could be anything. Let me clean off this background stamp. As we're done with that. Oh, hi, Barbara. Another team member. Yay. Good to see you. Yep, Team Daisy. Okay. Did you have a nice 4th of July, Barb? Hope you did. Okay, that seems pretty clean now. And I will put it away. Actually, you know what? I'm leaving it on the block because I'm going to play more with that. Hopefully today. Hopefully. All right. Beautiful, right? Okay, so now it's not exactly coordinating. Stampin' Up! Doesn't bill it as coordinating, but I'm just saying that it's kind of similar. Similar style and along the same vein. Get it? The leaf vein. All right. So it's Changing Leaves and the Changing Leaves hybrid embossing folder. Now, hybrid means it's not just an embossing folder. It will die cut at the same time. You have the dies. The folder itself doesn't cut, but you have dies that coordinate with it. So let me show you. Did a little bit of work ahead of time. Here is just the embossing folder. All right. I just embossed that on white. You can see that there. Right. And even kind of looks, the deboss side looks kind of cool too if you want something a little bit more flat. That looks pretty as well. I love that. And this is one of those big 6x6 ones, so that if you're using pieces of on your card, you can turn it either direction. That's what's good about these 6x6 sizes as opposed to, the more narrow ones. Okay. Here I did it in pumpkin pie, and I cut out with the dies, cut out these leaves here. Let me try to get the, come on, camera, focus. Nope, not doing it. A little further away, maybe. Okay, anyway, it has that texture on there, which is really nice. So could you imagine, let's take one of our backgrounds here, putting that there maybe with just a layer, and have that as a background. Okay, or a smaller one perhaps, right? Okay, it could be a lot of fun to play around with that. And so let me show you how that works. And then the other dies that come along with this die set. So there's this big one. All 3 leaves that I cut from here are in one piece. That's going to lay in my folder. Like I said, I'll do that in a minute. But also you have these other dies that coordinate with the set. All right. So they're kind of standalone things. And then you have 3 labels that are stitched as well. So I already ran this through, and I'll show you what that looks like. This one's just a solid. I'll put it there. You can see nice contrast. I might be able to get another one of those guys out of there. I save it. I'll save it. But you know what? I'll run it now before I put it away, because I don't want that scrap just laying around. And I have everything out, so I may as well. And I keep a clear envelope in my case so that I can put these little pieces in, and some are ready to go. All right, now these little pieces can pop out, or you can leave them in there. So that's totally up to you. One thing that can look cool is if you have patience. Okay, so this one is coming out. If you have patience, you can die cut these in multiple colors. Say if I did it in the coral or yellow, and then take these pieces and fit them back in, and you'll have a multicolored leaf there. All right. So, like I said, you will need patience to do that. And that's where using the pick tool. This is a new putty end. There we go. Using that to pick up the pieces and put them in is very helpful. So you can do that. It could be kind of cool, right? But like I said, it might be too much work for somebody. Okay, and then here are labels that come with that. That, of course, fit the sentiments that are on that set. We have a nice long oval. I like that one. That one's different. Circle. We've had some other circles, but it's nice to know that this one is going to fit the sentiments here. So the sentiments that you get are: you are amazing in every single way. Here for you That would fit on this little one. A little note to brighten your day. That would fit on the long one. Thank you, and I couldn't have done it without you. All right, so hopefully you did something good and you had a friend to help you. Send them a card. All righty. I should have signed in. Hello. Hi, Joan. Nice to see you. Glad you signed in. Yep, I can see numbers of people who are watching. There's a little eyeball up at the top, but I can't see who is watching. So if you want to be anonymous, that's fine. But I'd like to know who's here, who my stamping friends are. Okay, so let me show you how this hybrid works here. All right, make sure I don't lose any of these dies. Okay, I am going to, since I have a piece of white, I cut my white 6x6, or my cardstock 6x6, so it fits this whole thing. That way, excuse me, I have options. Okay, you can cut it smaller, of course, or just, don't go the whole way, but why miss out? If you're cranking it through, you may as well get every bit of it out as you like. All right, so you want to put your die, you have to think it out now. You want to put your die on the side that has the Stampin' Up! Logo. All right, and it's going to fit right in there, because when you put your paper in, you will feel that this side here is mostly raised. So that's what's going to punch, pop into the cardstock, right? It's going to pop it up here. So then you want this, the cut side of your die, to cut down onto your cardstock. And you notice, because this is raised a little bit to get that outline, then the die stays on there pretty easily without shaking off. I mean, obviously, if you tip it, it's going to come off, but it's not going to slide around. So it's not like you need washi tape or anything like that. All right, so it does just kind of fit in that groove there. All right, and then you can put your paper down on top of that and close it up. Remember the hinge side first through your embossing machine. All right, so that's what it's going to look like. Pull that all out. And it's going to then obviously pop them out like this. So before I run it through, I'm going to show you one other thing that we can do. Let's add some color here. Now, you could definitely use your blending brushes and add some color after the fact. And here's my orange brush. And I'll get one of the orange pads here. Let me get a little pumpkin pie. Certainly do this. Get a scrap paper. And brush a little color on there, right? And use it as is. Do a little. Here's more of that kind of oak leaf there. Maybe do different colors on different leaves. And that could be your background. Right? You can use it just like that. Or let's try adding some color to the paper first to give that more of a wash look. So before I run it through the embossing, let me get my yellow. I'll use the same 3 colors. Fresh curry. Set it here. Come from off your paper. I'm just going to do it kind of random. So coral. You might want it a little darker, but just for time, we'll keep it like this. I can come back to that. Let me get pumpkin pie. I'm going to use the same orange, just brush it off a little bit. And I'll do the pumpkin pie a little darker. Okay, get the idea there? Now we will run it through the embossing and I cut it at the same time. Of course, you do this with the greens as well. Let me cover up my brushes, put them away. I'm trying to be good here. Clean up as I go. Okay, now the die on the side with the Stampin' Up! Logo, you can see how it fits in to match the pattern. I think you can see it better in person. All right, and I'm going to want it to cut here, so I'm going to put my color face down. I'm going to run that through. Look, it's going to look so pretty, right? Oh, let me bring my machine over. Now, this is a 3D embossing folder, so you just need your number 1 plate and the number 4 plate. Folder goes in. Gray number 4 goes on top. Run it through. It's a little bit of a tight fit. Have your Wheaties. You're all set. Okay. Let's see. I'm so excited. Voila. Ooh. Look. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. And then you have these others that you can fussy cut out as well. Right? Or you can just use a little thin strip down the side there. Ooh, let me see if I can cut that. Yep. I was able to cut a little strip off. That would be great for a border on your card or the inside. Let me put this on something that we can see better. I'll put it on the green. You can see how that looks. So again, bringing in different amounts of color can really make that pop, right? Isn't it pretty? Oh my goodness. Yeah, lots of possibilities. Hi, Lee. Hi, Lee. And I'm sorry, Annette, what about my non-Stampin' friends too? Sorry, I missed your response. Anyway, it's so nice. Oh, goodness. A lot of possibilities. Yep. So I will put together something with these. Let's do a little review, come back here and see what's happening. So I guess I should put together one super quick layer, right? Okay, let's see. Want me to do green or orange? Okay, give me a vote. I'll see whatever I see first. You want me to do a green card or orange card? If I reversed it, Karen, and put ink all over. If I reversed what, Karen? You mean putting the ink on the embossing folder? Sometimes we've done that. Oh, yeah, that's an idea. Is that what you're talking about? Okay, orange. Look at all the. Oh no, wait. Patty said green. Oh, I did say the first one. Did I not? I mod you're saying orange. Well, you know what? Whatever I do with green right now, I will also do with the orange one later. Okay. All right. Let's do something with the green. And I'll use this one that I put a little water on. Okay. I think they both look really cool. Really, really nice. All right. Since that's a lot of green there, I am going to use, this is like creating on the fly, guys. You're seeing it here. What if I used some of the beige? That could look fun. That really will highlight. It will highlight the greens there, I think. All right, so let's see. Do that. Oh, another way you could do this, guys, is you know how I inked up from the bottom up in layers this way. Don't feel you have to do that. You can go left to right, obviously, because it's a random look. You can also go diagonally. And actually, I did do that on one of the orange ones, and I forgot to mention. Yep, it was this one. See, I did diagonally. Curry here, the coral here, and pumpkin pie over here. So more ombre-ish from one corner to the other. All right. Okay, let's see here. I think I liked the garden green as a contrast. I have some of that and some of that. That could look really nice. And let's take, I'm going to take one of these stamps and put a little background on my card base. So I could take any of those. I haven't used any of them yet. They just came last week. I think I like the longer ones. I'm going to avoid the maple leaf because that's not really on this background here. So, maybe I'll do both. Let's see how it goes. So if you're going to do a background with multiple stamps or create your own DSP, sometimes they say, if that's going to be your focal point, then start with your bigger stamp. And then you can fill in the spaces with your smaller stamp. All right, I'm going to see how the beige looks on the beige. Okay. Then I'll cut down a piece of this to be more of my little focal point. Like I said, I'm winging it, guys. The beige sometimes, at least the ink, sometimes has a little bit of a greenish tint to it. Does anybody else notice that? Lynn likes the green better. All right, that's fine. All right, so I'm just going to do some random stamping here. Now it is going to dry lighter. Or maybe I should have stamped off first. I don't know. We shall see. If I don't like it, I'll do it over. Okay, that one was not stamped off, so I don't want to stamp this one off. Okay, ooh, looks like I'm not pressing down, or I didn't ink up in that spot. All right, we'll try to work with that, unless I can go over it again. Huh. Okay, so that would be there. Since it is photopolymer, maybe I can get it just right. Hold your breath, guys. Hold your breath. You know what? It actually looks like there's not enough ink on that one spot. Oh, that's better. How about that? Do I dare try it up there? See, it's the same spot. So maybe just a little bit of a, I don't know, a little dip in the photopolymer, the way I put it on my stamp block. I don't know. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to clean all the other leaves and just try to fix that spot. Oh, it was this one. Silly me. Silly. And it was the inside there. All right, see, I'm just trying to get a little ink on that. I'll wipe off the other one. I had it reversed. Looking at it upside down. All right. Yeah. Oh, well. Messed that up. Well, you know what we can do? Okay, so here is a lesson in what you do when you make mistakes. How to remedy it. Dr. Sish is in here. How do we fix this? All right, so we then can go with green base. We use the beige as the top layer. And just have more layers. There we go. I'm going to trim that part off right now. So I'm going to make this 4 by 5 1/4. All right, here we go. Not a problem. And then this one I will stamp off, make it a little lighter. I don't want it too busy. But those same leaves there, I didn't think I wanted that to be some stamped off and some not. Okay, let's see. Wrap up this card. I can play around with some colors. See, when it's wet, it looks kind of green, doesn't it? All right, stamp off. Stamp off. Oh, I like that there. That's nice. Let this come in like this, maybe. Very subtle. I like it. I don't know if you can see it, but it is there. All right, you see a little bit there, right? All right, when I take a picture of it later on, you'll be able to see that there. All right, that's going to be one of our layers. And then I'm going to take, cut this down a little bit. I'm going to take a strip of this, I believe I'm going to cut down here. So I'm going to say 2 inches. So I get that. I have 2 pieces. And I'll cut the top off there. Let's make it, that's 5, and you can make it about there. So let's say 4 1/4. All right. I wonder if I should bring in a little black. Then I can always use this piece over here. And then I could use one of those sentiments. Over like this. All right, let's see. I'm going to just temporarily hold this down. So if you put a couple dots of glue, I spread it so it dries a little bit, becomes temporary adhesive. I'll hold it in place while I plan out my card. Okay, so should I put more green there or should I do black? You never know till you play with it, right? It's a lot of green. Let me grab some black. Hold on. Might be too much of a contrast, but okay, you never know. I kind of like it. Kind of like it. All right, so this was 2 by 4 1/4. I'll make it 2 1/4 by 4 1/2. I might want a thinner piece of black. I can always cut it down more. 2 1/4 by 4 1/2. Boy, what a mess. Big mess here. Okay, that kind of looks sharp, although I might want to bring in a little black between those layers too. Okay, see, this is the thought process, guys. I'm going to cut this down a little bit. And let me cut it down 3 3/4. Might even decide I don't like it after all that. You never know. 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, it was a little sticky there, so I'll have to clean my surface here. All right, now this one we want 4 by 5 1/4. I think that makes it a little richer. Now I could always cut something out of the back here, right? You know, punch it or do a die cut of some kind. Ooh, I like that. See, now that becomes my focal point. And I still can see some of these leaves here. And I might like to use this little piece as well. Well, that works right like that. So I'm just going to put a little mark here and cut it where my fingernail made a little dent. That works great. Use those little scraps up. One thing about liquid glue is you can move it, and then the bad thing is you can move it when you don't want to. You can cut a little sliver off there. All right. Let's glue this one down. All right, not too bad for just winging it, right, guys? Of course, just would be nice to just take the whole piece and just put it on the card with the sentiment and ribbon around it, and you're good. Okay, my labeled with love punch. I can always use those pieces for something else someday. And I will put this over here. Glue that down. All right, I think this piece will glue down. The next ones will use dimensionals. And I did think gold would look nice on here. Maybe I'll see if I can get a little bit of gold in here. Okay, so this can go with dimensionals. This can go with dimensionals. Let's get a sentiment. And let's see. Thank you will fit in there. I couldn't have done it without you. Will certainly work. I'm just not sure who I would send that to at the moment. So I'm going to use the thank you, even though it's a little small. But we're going to take it up a little bit. All right, new photopolymers. I want to get some of those oils off a little bit. Okay, stamp it, clean it, rub it. All right, let's see if it'll stamp better now. Yep, looks good. Okay, we got the thank you. And then I'm going to take the stamp, a little bit of the green, and I'll take the lightest lemon lime. And we'll just bring some of that leaf motif in there. Okay, that way it's not so stark. All right, this goes up on dimensionals. And I'm going to just put the dimensionals on this side because the other side is already raised. I'll just put a little glue on that other side. That way it'll look even. Okay, dimensionals on this. I use 3 or 4. This is small enough for 3. You want to balance. If you just use 2, I heard somebody say it's kind of like a table or a chair needs at least 3 to balance properly, right? Okay, I like the difference of the square and the circle on there. Ta-da! There we go. We have that. I have something gold. Highlights here. See my metallic. What about butterflies? Or the dragonflies? What should I do? Butterflies or dragonflies? Maybe there's no flowers. Maybe dragonflies. Okay. Oh, honey, nice to see you here. You're getting a patio and that. Wow. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to put a little dragonfly right on there. And another one up here. Because that's a little bit of empty space there. I guess we need 3. I don't know, so many dragonflies. Of course, one over here. Right, that adds a little bit of shine. Oh, you know what? I should not have put a dimensional on top here. Let me see if I can pull that off. A little surgery. Yeah, there we go. A little bit of glue. A little glue will do. All right, there we go. Pretty card, right? We did it. Okay, so imagine same thing with the oranges would be nice, or just use as layers. I'll do some up, and with all those other backgrounds that I did, and see what the options are. If you have this set, don't forget to show me some of your designs, or if you like, just take this layout. Okay, see how you didn't even really even have to measure, just take a piece of what you like, whether it's designer paper or something you stamped, make a background, make a focal point out of it, and then put it together. Just cut your mat a little bit bigger and you're good to go. All right, guys. So thank you. I'm glad you joined in today, and I hope you have a good rest of the weekend. I know we went a little longer today, but thanks for hanging in there for my creating on the spot. And stay safe. Hopefully no more fireworks and all that stuff, but enjoy. Okay. See you next time. Bye-bye now. Oh, wait. I said I was going to talk to you about bingo real quick. The way I do bingo is I send out card kits for 4 cards, and on this month is going to be July 23rd. I haven't done it since last October. I do it maybe twice a year. So we have July 23rd is going to be bingo night. It's a Tuesday. We will play some rounds of bingo in between the card projects. All right. So what I do is I will demonstrate the projects and I send you the kits after the fact. So this way, when you win any prizes, there's some prizes for gift certificates toward products that you could buy. There are door prizes and just some random fun prizes along the way. And if we do it on Zoom, and if you win any prizes, I can include that in with your kit. And that way, that night, you don't have to feel the pressure of, oh, no, wait, what is she doing? I can't, did I do this right? And blah, blah, blah. And then it holds everything up. So you have access to the recording afterwards. So it makes that night more fun. You can sit back, relax, have a beverage, have a snack, and just enjoy the show and try to win bingo. So I hopefully you sign up. Registration goes until the 16th, which is a week before. You can go to my blog, stampwithlorraine.com, and you can sign up from there. Okay, there you go. SamForTheRain.com, and you can read more details, and you can also register there. There's even a chance to buy additional bingo cards if you like. And I suggest the theme is going to be Christmas in July. Excuse me here, grabbing my things. And we are going to be using this sophisticated sled bundle. All right. So it can be Christmassy, but it can be wintry things as well. So we're going to be using that plus the Season of Green Designer Series paper. So you will get cut pieces in your kit to make the 4 cards, but I cannot send stamped images. All right, I'll send anything that is die cut or paper layers that are cut or embossed, but I cannot stamp anything. So if you're interested, you can purchase this on your own. And on my blog, I have a special there also for if you spend $50. No, if you spend $30 to $49, then you can get an extra bingo card. If you spend $50 to $74.99, then you can get an extra bingo card and a half a pack of some embellishments. If you spend more than that, then you can get the full pack of embellishments and an extra bingo card. So all the details are on my blog, samfortherain.com. Go head over there and look at that. Register. The more people that play, the bigger the pot for the gift certificates. Okay, because for each person, I've designated a certain amount to go toward the cash pot. So check that out and let me know if you have any questions. All right. See you guys. Bye-bye now.